Now see, here I have a paper napkin. Again, you can perform this trick into the restaurants. Now, Karan, what you're supposed to do is, you're going to crumple these paper napkin and you're going to make a ball. But you have to make as a smaller ball as you can. Okay? We are going to see either you are mighty or I'm mighty. Okay? Who is mightier? So what you do is you take this paper napkin with you and crumple it into a ball, and let us see how small ball you can make it. Crumple it more maybe. Okay? Squeeze it more tightly. So that, okay, this much?
One second. This much.
Okay, this much.
Yeah.
Not smaller than that. No. Okay, let us see. Now we'll keep this ball aside, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to crumple, and let us see how small ball I can make it. Okay, we are going to crumple it like this. You can see the napkin. I'm going to crumple it more smaller like this. I'm going to shift it onto my I'm going to squeeze it more and more and more and more. You can see that becomes this small.
Wow!
Now I can squeeze that one also. Okay, give it to me into my hand. That's great. Now I'm going to squeeze this more into my hand. I'm going to keep it into my left hand. I'm going to squeeze it more, and let us see what happens is that vanishes completely.
Wow, amazing!
Mighty squeeze. How to do that? I'm going to explain you that, but first where to perform that. Now you can challenge your elders with this trick, that you give a paper napkin to them and ask them to squeeze it as tightly as they can. Ask them to squeeze it, and they find it that they can't squeeze it maximum up till this. Okay, minimum this much they can squeeze, and then keep it onto the table, and you tell them, now I am mightier than you. Now you take another paper napkin from the table and tell them that I am mightier than you. Now what you are supposed to do is, when you are taking this paper napkin, at that time you are holding it with the corner like this, and you are grasping with your left hand like this. Now this paper napkin should point outside a little bit from here. You can see this is a little outside from here, and then with the other hand you are crumpling this paper napkin, and while you are crumpling this paper napkin into your hands, at that time your left thumb and index finger, what they are doing is they are just holding it this way, and they are taking out this corner like this. Okay, you are tearing that corner and holding it into your hands like this. Now you are taking it, crumpling it over, and you are saying that I'll crumple it into my left hand, I'll squeeze it tight. At that time what you are doing is you are just acting. Now you are crumpling it more and more and more. At this time, when you are transferring it into your right hand, at that time what is happening is your right hand is coming towards your left hand, and as if you are transferring whole paper napkin, but actually you are not. What you are doing is you are clipping only this portion, and rest, this left hand is dropping down like this. Okay, you're just squeezing it tight, and this should happen quickly. You should not fumble over here, and this hand drops down. At that time you are having this one, then you are showing I'm squeezing it tight with the right hand. Now you are taking this portion as well into your hand and making a small ball of that portion like this. Okay, then do a little acting, and after that show that, see, I have made a small ball like this. Now at that time, when everybody's attention is towards this ball, your left hand, which is having that crumpled paper, you are just dropping it down. Now paper, if that drops down, that will not make any kind of a sound. So you can just drop it onto the floor like this, and you are showing it that I am having a more power than you, I am mightier than you. Then you are taking this paper into your left hand. At that time you are keeping it into your left hand, but actually you are not. What you are doing is you are just clipping it with the two fingers like this. Okay, and you are closing your left hand at the same time, and it is very easy to get rid of this small paper. You can just keep it into your hands like this and drop your hand down, drop that paper down and make a little more squeeze as if you are squeezing it more, and then you can show that everything is vanished. So practice it thoroughly and see the result.